So Ableton Live 12.3 is finally here and I love this update. Over the past few days I've tested all the new features, and in today's video I will share with you what's new and how I will implement these features into my workflow. Starting out with what's in my opinion the biggest news, Ableton has now its own integrated stem separator. So to demonstrate you how that works, I'm using a song that I just downloaded from Epidemic Sounds. It's called Hangman by Tori Wolf and it sounds like that. So there's really everything in there. There's drums, bass, vocals and other instruments. And what you can do now is you can right click on your audio clip and select separate stems to new audio tracks. And now a new window opens up and here you can select which type of stems you want to extract. So vocals, drums, bass and others, and which mode you want to use. So you can choose high speed mode or high quality mode. So let's actually choose high speed mode first and click separate. For the fast mode, it took me almost 5 minutes to render it, and for the high quality mode, it took me over
20 minutes in total.
So to be totally transparent with you, here are the specs for my laptop that I'm currently using. Now I know that on newer machines this process will be much faster, and I just ordered myself a new MacBook Pro that should arrive in the next few days, and I think it's definitely gonna be a lot faster. So you don't really have to worry about that too much if you have a newer laptop than me. Alright, so now let's listen to how these stems actually sound like. It sounds quite similar in my opinion, but I feel that the high quality mode is a bit better at handling the reverb which is on the vocal. Now on the drums, the high quality mode sounds a lot better in my opinion, especially for the transients. If you for example listen to the kick drums on the high quality mode, they sound a lot sharper and snappier compared to the high speed mode. So it actually sounds surprisingly good. Of course you can hear some artifacts on it, but if you want to make, for example, a remix, I think it's not gonna be a problem if you sum it up with all the other instruments. Now on Epidemic Sounds, the website where I downloaded this track, you also have the option to download each individual stem, which gets delivered by the artist itself. So it's really just the highest quality that you can get. And if we just quickly compare that, so down here we have the vocals, directly from Epidemic Sounds. Compared to Ableton. So yeah, the stems from Epidemic Sounds, they definitely sound a lot better, but I mean, they're really the highest quality that you can get and it cannot get any better than that. But still, I have to say that this stem separator here in Ableton Live 12.3 is actually very good compared to any other services that are out there. And I actually don't know any other service that is better than this algorithm right here. So I'm definitely gonna use that one. And if you know any other service that is better than this, prove me wrong in the comments. I'm really curious to know. Alright, so on now to the next big feature, which is in my opinion the integration of Splice into Ableton Live. So down here you can see Splice, and if you click on that, a new window opens up. And here you can now search for samples that are on Splice and you can download them directly into Ableton. So if you, for example, want to download a kick drum, you can just enter here kick, and you can also filter it by different genres, by different BPMs or keys. And you can now pre-listen to all of these samples, and these samples will get now streamed from Splice. So the quality is a bit bad, but if you like a sample, you can now just drag and drop it into your session and it automatically gets downloaded in the background. So now you have it as an audio file on your channel. Now there's actually one feature with this Splice integration that I really love. If you already have an idea going on and you want to look for new samples, you can now mark a region that you really like. So let's just choose the vocals here. And now we can go back to the home screen of our Splice integration and just click on this button right here. And Ableton will now automatically analyze this region that you've marked. It will look at the tempo, at the key, and the overall vibe of this sample. And it suggested me now some new samples that could maybe fit to this vocal right here. Let's just use this guitar right here and let's drag it onto our session. And let's just mute the bass and the other instruments first. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Let's actually search for another one. Oh, let's use that one. That bass. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome, right? Alright, so the next new feature is honestly the one that I will be probably using the most in my daily workflow, and that is the way how you can now bounce audio from groups, but also from individual tracks. Alright, so let's just put these 4 tracks that we got out of Splice into a group. So I mark them and press Command G. And if I mark now the whole group, I can now right click onto the group, and now I can select between bounce group in place and bounce group to new track. If I select bounce group in place, it will just generate me a bounce with all the 4 tracks in one audio file. And if I choose bounce group to new track, it will do the same, but it will just create a new audio track with the new file on it now, and it will just mute all the other tracks up here. Bouncing to audio can be really interesting if you're working with MIDI or with audio effects on your channels. So here, for example, I created a little pad with analog and reverb on it. So this is how it sounds like. And what I really like to do to introduce a new sound is to put reverb on it and then freeze and flatten it and reverse this reverb tail. So before the new Ableton version, this was quite a tedious process, but this became now much faster. Let's just mute the notes that we don't want to have in our reverb tail. And now we just mark the region that we want to print, and we copy that with Command C or with copy like that. And now you can actually just right click below it and select bounce to new track. And there we go, it's already bounced. So now we can delete that and we can use only the reverb tail and invert that with R and move that to the right spot. And we can activate the rest again. And this is how it would sound like now. Now what's also new in Ableton Live 12.3 is we have an updated version of the Auto Pan effect. So it is called now Auto Pan-Tremolo, and let's just load it up onto this channel right here. And we can see that we can now switch between panning and tremolo. And panning basically just switches between left and right, and tremolo actually influences the volume, so it makes something louder and more quiet in a very fast way. Now they also changed a few things on the device itself, and one of my favorite things that they added is now this attack fader right here. So now you can tell the device how long it should take for the effect to fully develop itself. That sounds nice. And if you want to now change the settings on this device, but you also want to compare it to the settings that you currently have, you can now just press P and it loads up a new preset. So let's just change up some things here now. And if we press P again, it goes back to the old version. Alright, so these were the most important new features of Ableton Live 12.3. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one in the future. And if you want to learn more about warp modes in Ableton Live, make sure to check out this video right here. See you there. Thanks for watching.